Today we're going to be talking about rough idles. This is something that I started to deal with about 2 years ago, somewhere around the 180,000 mile range. I started to get just really rough idles and like rough cold starts. I wasn't really sure what exactly to do. After Googling and looking around, essentially I found out that your injectors get like gummy and stuck up with bad fuel and carbon deposits and just things of that nature. And then usually you can go on and just replace the injectors and you probably won't have any problems after that. So I went on to my favorite site, rockauto.com, to go buy some injectors. Looked up the cost of injectors. I said, hell no. That was like, I think it was like $190 in injectors, and then with shipping it was like basically $200 for injectors. And then it's not like a DIY job. It's not really something you want to do. You want to have like a professional mechanic work on it, because you can have issues with the fuel rails, especially on an older vehicle. If your fuel rail starts to leak or it breaks, or you could incorrectly take out the injectors and leave an O-ring inside, you can just run into so many issues. So then I called up my local repair place that I always go to. I said, can you look up and tell me how many hours it would take to replace the injectors? And they did that, and I want to say it was somewhere between 2 and 3 hours. And then they also warned me that I should drop the vehicle off in the morning and leave it, because more than likely something could break, or there could be an issue that would extend the amount of time that they would need to work on it. So that was quite concerning. So I instantly went back to Google and I started Googling, what can I do to, like a quick fix is what I was looking for. I didn't really want to spend all that money on injectors that moment when it was just the rough idle. So after some Googling and researching, I found this great stuff. This is Lucas Oil Upper Cylinder Lubricant and Injector Cleaner. Essentially what it is, it's like a gooey mixture, but it's like high octane mixture, so it burns really hot. I think there's a picture here, yeah. So you can see like the carbon buildup on the valves there, and then carbon buildup on the piston rings. Essentially what it does is like it increases the temperature in the combustion chamber, and it burns all that stuff out. And then it also, while it slides through, so you mix this into your gas tank, so then it goes through the injectors and it cleans the injectors out while it goes through it. So I thought I really didn't have anything to lose. This is, believe it's exactly $4.99. So after seeing that, I was like, well, I'll go ahead and try that. So I did try it. I waited till I got onto empty. It says it treats one tank up to 25 gallons. I have a 21-gallon tank, and I probably put 18 gallons in when there was 3 left, just to mix it up in the fuel really well. And then just kind of drove it after that. And I probably went through about a quarter of a tank, and the rough idles, like basically, I wouldn't say they completely stopped, but they got way less rough. It was just like back to normal idling. And so I was just chilling. I was like, well, this is great. And the further I went through the tank, the better the injectors got. And I've been running those same injectors for the past 2 years. I'd say just about every 6 months, I buy a bottle of this and put it in the gas tank. I've been running the same injectors. I haven't had to replace them or anything. So this stuff, I'm not gonna say it really works, but it cleaned my injectors out pretty good. And then they also have claims on here that you'll get better fuel mileage, because there'll be like less carbon buildup in the combustion chamber essentially. And then your injectors flow better, so they're not getting like all gummed up. I believe that's about all it does though. Cleans and lubricates carburetors, injectors, and valve seats. So, it does great stuff. It says on here you can use it in a gasoline or diesel engine. And then it also says something about marine. Right here, excellent application for use in marine applications. So you can put it in just about any motor, besides like a 2-stroke or a 4-stroke. But I know there's other alternatives like seafoam. I'm not a big fan of seafoam. I've heard of some things that are a little sketchy with seafoam. It just wasn't something I was comfortable doing. But after reading, researching, and hearing about this, I was very glad to try it out, and everything turned out really well. So like I said, about every 6 months, I put another bottle in. I don't know if that's precautionary or what, but that's just the system I've been going with. They're only $5, so it's well worth it. And it probably raises your fuel mileage maybe like a third of an MPG. So it's not really like a huge increase, but if you have rough idles, it definitely worked for me, and I think it might work for you as well. So I would highly consider trying this. There's tons of other brands if you go into O'Reilly's or AutoZone or Advanced Auto Parts and ask them, you know, I've got sticky gummy injectors, what should I put in there? There's plenty of other options you can try if you're not comfortable using the product that I did, but this stuff worked great for me, and I hope that if you guys have the same issue, you give it a try, and I hope it works great for you guys. So if you learned anything from this video, please leave a like, hit the subscribe button, turn the bell on so you get notifications. Thank you so much for watching, and I will catch you guys next time.